Wow, what a game. The Winnipeg Jets, absolutely insane. Less than 2 seconds to go on the clock. They tie it. They win it in double OT. We believe Adam Lowry got the game-winning goal. We think he got a stick on it. There might be some debate on that. We'll see. But as of this moment, Adam Lowry is the guy who gets the overtime winner, the double overtime winner for the Winnipeg Jets. And if it does end up being Lowry, there could not be a more fitting person to get that double overtime goal, Marty.
Look, just the fact that he went to the front of the net and he kind of occupied that space. The captain needed to do something. I'm still sweating, Jay, by the way, from the overtime. I was stressing in my seats. I love Winnipeg. It's a great city. It's a great fan base. I want them to do it so bad. It didn't start well, but you look in overtime. The 2 OT, the St. Louis Blues, all they did is they protected the middle of the ice. And I kept thinking, you cannot put pucks in the middle of the ice. There's nothing there. You got to go to the point. And then the Jets kept going D to D with a slap shot, and they was getting blocked, and it was missing the net. And I love that play by Pionk here. He stops and he goes to the right, opens up a little bit of lane, goes off the defenseman. Lowry looks like he got it. He's in front of the net with Parayko. A big body goes to the front of the net. And that's simple hockey. Because in OT, especially in double OT, you get a little tired. You don't want to turn the puck over, forcing it to the middle. You're getting it to the point. The energy was unbelievable. And when I look at how simple sometimes things can be, you just get the puck to the point, simple shot on goal. That is how it has to be when you're late in overtime and in double overtime. And obviously, Pionk was fantastic, but Lowry getting to the front of the net made a big difference in there.
Marty, they did this without their best player, arguably, and Mark Scheifele. Without their best defenseman, no argument about that. It's Josh Morrissey. They also played large part of this series without Nikolai Ehlers. How impressive, in your mind, Marty, was the rest of the supporting cast of this Jets team?
Very impressive, because you look at a couple of guys all season that you really didn't know where they would fit in the lineup, and Nemesnikov and Perfetti. And they're the two that really got things going, right? Perfetti with the beautiful tip. It's 2-0. And you're looking at that first period and like, the Jets are done. Perfetti gets this power play goal. It is awesome. And then obviously he got the 3-3 goal. Nemesnikov, he's the one that got the belief going with less than 2 minutes. The goalie's pulled, gets the puck on net, and that shot, finds the way to the back of the net. And I think Nemesnikov had to play first line center. Why? Because Scheifele's not there. Perfetti had to be on the first power play unit. Why? Because Scheifele's not there. Those two stepped up big time. And you also look at, your captain, Adam Lowry. Neil Pionk played over 45 minutes in this game. No Josh Morrissey. You had to think that the Jets were done. They were done like dinner. Their best defenseman, they have to go down to 5. It's going to double OT. And Pionk with over 45 minutes. Sandberg with over 43 minutes. Like, that's the support staff that you need to be able to win a big Game 7 like the Jets did in this one.
And, this series in terms of the Jets, not without criticism. And, you talk about Connor Hellebuyck. Even this game, right, Marty? The first period, a little shaky, but he did just enough in the end to help the Jets get that Game 7 win.
He did just enough. And for me, he changed a little bit of his mindset. He basically said, I am going to challenge everything and make myself look as big as I can, and I hope the puck is going to hit me. That's not the way Connor Hellebuyck usually plays the game, but he knew that he had to change something. And look, the team didn't play good in front of him in the first period, so they did better in the second and third period. But you look at the OT, the amount of time that he came outside of his crease and challenged and let the puck hit him, for me, when Connor Hellebuyck started to look like himself, it was in the second overtime, right? Like in the second overtime, I felt like he looked like himself. That glove save in the second period was good. But look at all these saves. He is going to be outside of his crease, challenging and making himself look big. That has been the big that you have to make in games. Sometimes it's not working. You can't play your game. You have to kind of find your groove. And I think that Hellebuyck still didn't look like himself. But at the end of the day, he did enough to say, hey, I won a Game 7. I'm moving on to the next round. Forget about Colorado last year. Forget about Vegas 2 years ago. I'm going to be able to find myself again. And like I said, felt like in the second OT, he looked like himself a little bit more, which is a good sign for the Jets moving forward and playing Dallas in the second round.
Yeah, let's talk about that Dallas series, Marty, because here's the good news. For the second round. The Jets are 3-1 against Dallas this season. The bad news, if you're a fan of the Jets, is that Peter DeBoer says that Dallas will get not just Jason Robertson back for the second round, but Miro Heiskanen too, which might be even more dangerous. How do you see that series shaking out?
Well, both teams have got injuries right now, and it's going to change depending on who's in the lineup or not. Mark Scheifele and Josh Morrissey are a big part of the Winnipeg Jets, and with them, I really feel like the Jets probably would have won Game 6 or at least won Game 7 at home. Not having to go to OT, especially with Scheifele. So I think those two are huge. But on the other side, Jason Robertson's a big part. Miro Heiskanen's a big part. Since Heiskanen left with an injury in the regular season, the Dallas Stars were one of the worst 5-on-5 teams. So if they don't have Heiskanen for the start of the series, or if he comes back and he's not full, go, and he doesn't have the rhythm that he usually would have in the regular season, I think this is where the Jets have to take advantage of the Dallas Stars 5-on-5. The Colorado Avalanche did not do enough 5-on-5, in my opinion, to be able to eliminate the Dallas Stars, and the Jets will have to take advantage of the Stars 5-on-5. That is the number one key when you look at that matchup in the second round.
Love this stat from Hound Dog Harrison. The Jets are just the fourth team in NHL history to overcome a multi-goal deficit in the final 2 minutes of a playoff game and win that playoff game, and now they move on to face Dallas. Marty, you're the best. Thanks for this.